you hear me all right? So we have a World Cup game today. Netherlands versus Malta. DizzyDrone on Crab and FrancoPizzuto on Scorpion. Or L5R Malta. Okay, cool. I've got him. I don't have their deck list pulled up, so let me do that real quick. I just jumped into the game, so I wasn't, I just volunteered, so let's see. We got a Unicorn Splash on Crab. Oh, we have a Crane Splash on the Scorpion side, which is interesting. Noble Sack, Test of Skill, 31 events. So, pretty interesting. If anyone has any questions about deck lists or anything, just let me know. If they're like, oh, are they on 2 or 3 of this? So we see a Palace on the Scorpion side. I mean, that's always good to see on no matter what what clan you're playing, I think. We see a Borderlands defender with 3 fate after an insta pass. I guess makes sense to get that passing fate. Both bid 5. I know some crabs are on bidding earlier, lower, but it's kind of hard against Scorpion, especially. Oh, thanks for posting those deck lists. So, let's see. Scorpion passes their first opportunity. Lots of passing going on. You see a Kaio Envoy. Looks like he's going to go in on Earth, scout out the Palace. He finds the Meditations. That's a really good find. It's one of the big ones that you don't want to... Alright. We have the Earthwing Ring 1, a Test of Skill getting discarded to the Earth Ring. Yeah, the flop other than the Palace was pretty bad for Scorpion, quite honestly. Let me move the chat up a little bit. Yeah, not having a weenie to protect against Way of the Crab is a big deal. Okay, let's see. What happened? Adept is played. Looks like he did a political into Meditations. Again, good find. Borderlands Defender defends and puts a Finger Jade on. And he wins the conflict. So both players finding the opposing Meditations with characters with 0 fate. Out to Shadows returns. He probably doesn't have Way of the Crab to use to defend that, instead of just defending, but he also might be saving it for something bigger. Scorpion pitches the Illusionist and the Actress. Going into next turn. In favor is 1 via Palace. see. We see a Vanguard Warrior and another Borderlands Defender. Bayushi Liar in a favorable ground, flipping up. Now Crab is first. Yeah, I don't know this matchup too well. I mean, obviously you might not know, but I play Phoenix primarily, so Crab versus Scorpion is a really interesting matchup because they both have honor pressure. So bids after turn 3 or so probably get really interesting, and I don't know the all of the thought that goes into all of that. So we see Bayushi Liar with 1 Fate, and a Miyako with 2, and a Witch Hunter with 3. I'm going to try to scroll over cards. Okay, so we see Scorpion dropping their bid first, which is very interesting since it turns off his box, but putting Crab down to 6 honor is a big deal. Spyglass and Borderlands Defender. Very good card. Especially when honor pressure is happening on either side. That becomes of utmost importance. This Witch Hunter doesn't really have a good target to sacrifice someone right now, so he's probably going to use his one fate, and maybe the 1 fate he gets on ring on a character, so that there's a skirmisher. Kind of telegraphing that he might have a... I mean, he didn't have too much to buy in the way of that, but it makes sense that he has a conflict character. Too early to switch from for honor for Scorp. Need to draw those calling in favors. You might have them. You probably would have played it as soon as you saw the Spyglass, though. But I guess we'll see. So Skirmisher alone goes into Meditations. It's a guaranteed no defense. Way the Scorpion to dishonor the Skirmisher. I mean, he can still have a conflict character to defend with, but that would be a pretty big investment when it's at this point. Wow, Bonsai. Makes sense since he was at 0. We'll see if he actually kicks it. He does not. So, favorable ground, bring in Miyako, who was converted earlier, I believe. Successfully defended. So no firing. Both players pass after the conflict. Looks like Scorpion's gonna do air. Really going heavy on this dishonor strategy early. Hit to defend the wall, which is bad for him because if Crab gets to take this air ring, that really turns off the pressure quite a bit. He defends with the Borderlands Defender. It looks like he's thinking about that. He might defend with both. Because turning off the honor pressure this early when you have the card advantage is really strong. So yeah. Looks like he's using court games to dishonor the Liar, which is strictly to turn off Forged Edict. He's probably going to play Mountain here, and he doesn't want it to get canceled. He plays his Adept from that we saw last turn. Probably the same one at least. I should start casting them as Netherlands and Malta. Instead of the clan. It's easier to go by clan name, I feel like. Looks like he's deciding on how much he wants to commit here. Alright, so after he plays a character, he's forcing a dishonor with Miyako, and he dishonors the Zero Glory Witch Hunter. He couldn't dishonor his already dishonored skirmisher, so that makes sense. So we got an Ornate Fan. Another Adept. So there was another Adept. Another Ornate Fan. This is a very political defender. Court games to dishonor. Making the stats even so that the attacker will be winning. And we see box. Crab's up by 1. And Scorpion's on 3 fate, so there's no fate worse than death potential. And he is running 3. And 3 censure as well. He's heavy on... Oh, 2 censure. I apologize. But so he still has cancel potential. Okay, what did I miss? Kami Unleashed. Interesting. Brings him up to winning. He puts the fate on it so that he can use this again next turn, but he's just using it for the 1 political skill right now. There's not too much more the crab player can play. He can play court games. A talisman, looks like, are some of his political buffs he would have left. He does have 10 cards. Oh, that's fair enough. Defender with the Finger of Jade face works, and that was never really a problem. So we do see a talisman. And a pass. So he does use Defend the Wall after winning the conflict to gain 2 honor. That is 1 big Borderlands defender. And we do see already with the Witch Hunter. Bouncing Adept. We'll see if he'll probably use him on the defense. Both players have 1 conflict remaining. Yeah, that was a really important conflict. Crab with double fan, talisman, lots of answers. Yeah, Scorpion's going very aggressive on the dishonor this game. And he did spend all of his fate. I mean, he did spend 3 of his fate on this 1 political skill. But it will be coming to handy next turn, but still, that was a heavy investment in that conflict. Absolutely. And still lost against the Defend the Wall. I mean, that's probably why he put so much effort into it. If he had a different province, he might not have wanted to win so much. He might void the Kami, which means that that would be pretty bad for the Scorpion player. Let's see. Looks like Borderlands defenders going for the Watering. Nope. Void? He hits Pilgrimage, but it is political, and he's very big political right now. We see the Adept bounce again, but he doesn't have the fate to play them, so Pilgrimage breaks. He voids the Kami, indeed. And no more tricks, so Scorpion keeps the favor from their palace, which leaves the censures online. You already said it for me. All of stream can read it. Alright. New turn. Vanguard Warrior. And we saw Scorpion pass immediately. I guess because of this Hidden Moon Dojo. You can buy a Liar and potentially something else. We saw a bit of 1 and a bit of 3. Scorpion, I guess, kind of giving up on the dishonor for a little bit, but it brings them both to. Oh, I see. That was after the open hand. Okay, so open hand gets to be used. Yeah, that 3 fate Kami was really, that was a big gamble, for sure. But even with the 1 fate on it, if he didn't really have a plan for defense, it was baited to get voided for sure. Okay, so we see the Liar getting played with the Moon Dojo, and then Miyako getting a discard. The discard was the Rat. Both players have a lot of fate to work with this turn. But Crab definitely has the board advantage right now. We see another finger on the Witch Hunter. Meek Informant. So you see Assassination, Bonsai, Skirmishers, another Rat, Reprieves, Spyglass, and Mountain. It's a very good hand. A lot of stuff you don't want to see. 2 Reprieves, another Spyglass, and a Mountain. So we see a poke onto the Meditations with the Water Ring. Interesting. We see defense with the Defender. And a Mountain. And there's the censure to cancel the Mountain. He did kind of. This does kind of make it seem like he did have the censure. Crab successfully defends, but that's kind of what Scorpion wanted. He wanted to bow this Borderlands Defender. At least make him use the Mountain. So we see a Skirmisher at home, the Vanguard Warrior and the Skirmisher going in the Earth Ring back at the Palace. The Meditations, attacking with characters with no fate, makes sense. You see an Assassination on the Vanguard Warrior. So still winning this Earth Ring. He passes. There's an Adept. And we'll see a Bonsai on the Skirmisher. We'll see if it gets cancelled or if he pumps it again. He just brings it up twice, so 3-3, just so he's winning the conflict. Forces Scorpion to play more cards. He plays another Adept. Those Finger of Jades make Noble Sacrifice so dead. It makes a lot of things. Fate Worse Than Death, Noble Sacrifice. I don't know if he's running I Can Swim or not. He is. So a lot of things for those Finger Jades to cancel. He has to play at least 2 of them. Alright, so the Adepts successfully defend 4 Fates worth of characters to defend the Earth Ring. And we see the Skirmisher sacked, so that the Borderlands Defender readies. Finger Jade is a good card. It's a very good card against Scorpion, especially. I just started running 3, so... Okay, Miyako going in military. Finds the Shameful. He's going in Void. And the Witch Hunter defends, looks like. Which makes sense with your political attack left. Although your mountain is up. Or no, it's not. He censored it. Ah. So we see Shameful. And a pass. Oh, we see Talisman getting used. 2 Meditations. He's going to be able to remove the Fate. That's really strong. Kind of feels like Crab can't lose from this point with no card or Fate advantage from Scorpion. Yeah, it's a really rough game for Scorpion right now. Okay, we see an Adept being replayed into this conflict. And there's the Rat. Pumping the defensive meditations, but he's probably just doing it to win the conflict with Box. Yep. So we see Defender goes up to 7. Talisman of the Sun is a good card. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think all Crabs should take them out of their deck. Alright, let's see what this big Borderlands Defender is going to do. Looks like he's going air. With Scorpion now at 4 honor. Makes sense. This is, let's see, Secret Cache. We don't get to see the card that Secret Cache finds. So both the Liars defend. So we have a winning, not breaking. Steals 1 honor. So now he's going to have a hard time bouncing these Adepts. That would be very bold. He does not. Most of his board goes away except for the Liar. And Crab is very, very big with even Fate, even cards, and 1 honor to 9 is how this turn ended. Things are dire for Scorpion. We will probably, with the Crab going first, see an airing GG. Indeed. Oh, there is the Scorpion box, that's true. Okay. I'm not even sure what Scorpion could do to bring this game back right now. It's gonna be hard. Yeah, this Palace was really good the first turn, maybe the second turn too, turning on his censures, but at this point, I mean, he does have the favor. It is winning him the favor, but a third Finger of Jade. Every single character like protected on the crab side. That is funny. It's interesting how turn 1 Scorpion went so hard on the Dishonor game, and by turn 4 it's totally flipped. Mainly because that one conflict was very, very big. Then the biddings had to change. So Borderlands Defender going in politically at the Meditations. At this point, he has no fate. We know he has 2 reprieves in hand. But that's if this turn, if Scorpion is able to even defend this turn. We're going to have to see defense in some fashion, or else he'll lose 2 honor and lose. And at this point, Scorpion's going to have to attack the fire ring just to take it off the table, because otherwise that's game. Scorpion also had a couple turns where he just passed, he didn't buy anything in the Dynasty phase, even the very first turn. Which is very interesting. Spyglasses have been doing a lot of work, as they usually do. So Hiroe tried to bring the Steadfast Witch Hunter into the conflict, but the Finger of Jade was finally used on it. We see Watch Commander, which is preventing Scorpion from playing any more cards, or else he'll lose. Which forces the break, and the Imperial Palace is finally gone. And down to 1 honor. So it looks like Scorpion's gonna, in order to just stay alive, he's going to have to attack the fire ring. Problem is, he can always talisman it to defend the wall. So he's in a rough spot here. He has to attack the fire ring to take it off the table, but he can't because there's defend the wall. Unless he thinks he can really win the conflict. Pretty normal to pass first turn. Yeah, I agree. I mean, especially since he didn't have he didn't have any of his 1-drops, which I think he's running the full 9 to turn off any way of the crab shenanigans. So yeah, it makes sense that he passed first turn, but yeah, that huge investment into that one conflict. Also bidding low turn 2, bidding 1 on turn 2 was, I think he bid 1 on turn 2. Oh, he doesn't even have to move it over to the defend the wall. He moves over to the Shameful. That's smart. So we see the Shurudisuki defend. Shameful's used. As this Dishonor shows, he's gonna lose at the end of the turn unless maybe he has a Court Games Tree Honor or. And we see a Watch Commander. And he plays the Court Games to get watched. Watch Commander says, "You're not allowed to pull those shenanigans with me." And that'll be the end of the game. So that's a win for the Netherlands. I think that's their first win against Malta. Yep. Borderlands is painful for Scorpion, especially with the Finger of Jade. Yeah, that was well played. Scorpion had everything, and he utilized it very well. Did I say scorpion? I meant crab. Alright, I think that'll do it for this game.